right, welcome everyone back to week 3 of ESC Valorant gameplay up against the University of Buffalo. We're on kind of a late schedule here. We having some trouble audio issues, but we're finally in the casting booth for today. Super excited for this one. Um, Buffalo 2-0, currently tied for first place in the ESC. Miami 1-1. They had a really tough loss to Kent State, who had a actually very good comeback against us. Unfortunate comeback during that map 3 fracture, 10-2 comeback for Kent State. But now Miami going to another tough matchup with the University of Buffalo. My name is Zach Ice Robertson, and I'm joined by.
Harrison Dupler. And yeah, this game should be really good. We're looking to get that 2-1, obviously. Super excited to get into the match here. And everything looks actually pretty good after even though it was a tough loss, everybody's picking it up and they definitely feel ready to get into the match.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this team comes off of this loss. Oh, we're ready to go into this map. I am ready to watch these two teams play. I haven't seen too much of Buffalo's roster, but since they're 2-0, they have to be off to a great start of the season. We'll see if they can carry this momentum into this game against the Redhawks.
Yeah, I think it'll be super interesting. I think team comp is probably going to be pretty standard. I feel like. I'm expecting to see at least a chamber. I feel like on both sides would make a lot of sense personally, but other than that, I think generally it is up to preference. But I'm expecting a big entry, whether or not that's Jet, whether or not that's Raze. I'm expecting a big. I'm expecting Sky or KO. Honestly, is more so what I'm expecting. The silence is incredibly useful, and it's able if one of the teams uses Killjoy, it's able to negate some of that Killjoy utility through the wall, which is really important.
Yep. And we're just waiting on this first map. We do have a very good race player on our hands with CCR on our team. He is very good on raise. I imagine that if they do play any like bind, I imagine they'll lock in that raise pick. He's very good at clearing U-Haul, clearing hookah. Very good at getting site control with that raise. So we'll see if that ends up paying off on whatever kind of map they end up choosing. We'll be shortly getting into this map 1. I know we're keeping the players waiting, and it looks like we're heading over into map picks already. Tucker going to be on that chamber. We see that raise lock-in that I was talking about by CCR.
There we go. Yeah, I think the fade pick on bind is incredible with the verticality as well. Just being able to get all those different angles and sight lines for her abilities is incredibly useful. And I think the brimstone is actually pretty interesting to me, but it looks like both teams are going to go for it on bind. So I feel like we're going to be expecting some pretty fast plays as we get into this match, especially with the Sky Raise entry that we're looking at here. It's definitely going to be a pretty explosive on attack, and I think defense is going to have a little bit of a rough time against both of these teams. The Viper on Buffalo is also incredibly scary with a lot of cross map utility involving the teleporters. So that's definitely something to keep in mind for the planning on defense for Buffalo.
Yeah, that Viper, it's going to be really coming down to that site control. Still, Miami has a good smoke setup with that Brimstone, the Stemmy with the Brimmy.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm excited to see how this pistol round goes off. We're going to see Miami on the defensive side here for the first half. Fade picked on both sides. That utility is so good. Basically, a better Sova if you really think about it. Able to clear corners as well very easily with those dogs. We're going to have to see no chamber though on the side for Buffalo.
I am a little bit shocked to see that. Chamber is incredibly powerful, I think, on any map, regardless of where you are. And I think that's going to give Miami an advantage. Just having a chamber is just as an advantage over really most other things. I think they traded it for the Viper, it looks like. But Chamber's ability to just hold and defend one side is fantastic. But as we get into this round 1, they're poking and prodding at hookah. Um, we're posted up. Justin is waiting, basically trying to figure out what's going on. I believe he Roombud and it it got destroyed. So he's gonna clear the left here, and it looks like they're gonna push through, and that's gonna be a quick trade into hookah as this looks like a fast site hit.
Oh,
A couple quick trades. We've got them in the corner, but Miami's gonna pull out the round here uh, with a nice 2-0.
yeah, the shorty in hookah gonna pick up the kill there. The getting that first blood, a good trade there for Miami, and Miami CCR with some flicks there with the ghost, able to pick off members as they try to get onto that site right there. Able to pick off Miami that round. We see the smiley face getting engaged, and something that we will mention in this new patch, the Stinger did get an update, a few map changes on the maps, a few different things with boxes and all that kind of jazz for
Yeah.
sight lines, but the Stinger, something that Miami has actually been using quite a bit. And so we see Tucker already with a two-piece, and now CCR pushing out of showers, super heavy engage with that Spectre. Now a 2v5 here for Buffalo. And look at that Stinger, a 3K, looking for the fourth, but no, Sheeb's going to take that away from Tucker. Going to even out the kills there for the team, making Miami lead the round 2-0.
Yeah, and that was a huge explosive round from Miami. They bought up in the round, and really, it's kind of expected for the second round to be whoever buys up generally wins. But I'm excited to see how this next round plays out. We've got rifles, and then we've got a Stinger, and we've got some Spectres. And since Miami has been using the Stinger, I'm excited to see how that Chamber is going to be able to put to use not only his own pistol there, but he's got the Stinger as well. So he has the long range and he has the short range. So I'm excited to see how he's going to pressure or what kind of angles they're going to play.
Yeah,
But it
it's something else to mention with that Stinger, though. It's such low cost compared to the Spectre, and what you want as a Chamber, you want that operator in your hands in that round, going into that round 4, and this is just allowing him to do so with such a easy purchase buy with the Stinger. And he picked up kills already, so he's going to have the gold for the operator that this upcoming round. And we do see Justin get onto the site, get Luca, and is going to get site control here for Buffalo. Novix is going to be sitting in the back of Hookah, waiting to see what. And look, Win for Life is predicting CCR, but CCR gets the upper hand on him. Is going to get a chance at the rifle, but CCR is sprinting while firing, going to fall to the Brimstone. Sheeb now in a 1v4 situation, and Buffalo has 4 rifles. I don't see a win out of here, and no. Buffalo wins the round they should.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, it's honestly any kill that Miami could get there was exactly what they wanted. Just any pick, any way to ruin the economy of Buffalo is exactly what they were looking for. And now they're all full buying. They've got rifle. They've all got rifles. I believe Chamber has an operator as well, if I'm seeing that correctly. And
Yep.
so that's going to be a huge. It's going to be a huge advantage for them because he's gonna do what Chamber does best and hold down whatever he wants to hold down. Basically, it's gonna be relatively impossible for. Uh, I wouldn't say impossible, but it's going to be relatively hard for Buffalo to break through just the wall of a Chamber. They do have the Brimstone and they do have the Viper, so they have some double smoke utility. But um, I'm looking forward to this match, and it looks like we are going to go on a quick break here.
Yeah, I did see tech pause there. Some, I think, Discord issues, possibly a disconnect from a player. So we're just going to go on a quick be right back as we head into that round 4. Miami up 2-1 against the University of Buffalo. We are heading back into this match already. Gonna see a B push here, likely from here. Tucker is going to get first shot, but misses the operator shot. Hookah control is given up to the University of Buffalo. Buffalo going to be pushing onto this B side. We do see Miami pushing out, though, through mid, potentially on a flank here. 2 members of Miami. And Buffalo is not moving fast enough, and it looks like they might be looking for the rotate, but Sheeb and CCR are pushing up through mid, going towards their spawn. Win for Life is just going to get caught out, but no, Justin has his back. CCR going to fall to a headshot. Sheeb gets 2 major kills there, but gets traded out by the fade. Now, Miami's going to fully rotate over to this A site as Buffalo looks to get there, and the cabbages go out for Buffalo onto the A site here, trying to get some information for the University of Buffalo. Novix getting the spike planted is going to get it down. Now Miami has to play the retake.
Yeah, and this is a 3v3. This is really close. They have very similar utility. They have Fade utility, they have Sky utility, and it looks like we're gonna have Novice pick up a kill there. Luca's gonna hold an angle, and Tucker picks up a trade. We've got the Brimstone set up in the back with the lineups, and that might be a killer right there. Tucker's gonna hold the angle. He gets flashed, and it looks like they're just stalling for time, and he gets hit by the Sky, and that's gonna be the round for Buffalo. A really good execution on the post plant by Buffalo with the lineups, and also just the knowledge that Tucker was probably going to try and play more angles and a little bit more passively to try and bait out those kills.
Yeah, we did see Buffalo not pick up that operator. That operator goes into the void. So now going into this round 5, we do see the ultimate popped already for Tucker. Such a major ultimate here, and it can impact the map so easily. And so we're going to see another look like B heavy side, and Tucker's going to peek this, gets the raise. A great peek onto Justin, going to teleport out. Now Novic's going to try and get hookah control. Is going to spot the trap and is going to shut that down, but now Miami just trying to hold this B side with these angles. Tucker, the Brimstone smokes do go down.
Yeah, and I mean this is what Chamber does best. He's going to be able to pick up another kill there, and this ultimate is just so powerful. Just being able, the econ that it provides you, and the ability to just be able to hold those long angles is what makes Chamber so strong. And they've got 2 people lined up, and CCR is just going to be able to take 2 of them out. Pops the ultimate, going for the aggressive play. Unfortunately, we don't know nobody's there, but he's looking for the last person as Winkin' Life is going back to the bomb that they dropped. Looks like he's just going to hold the angle, probably try and pop as many as he can, but he gets killed, and that's going to be a thrifty for Miami going into this next round, which is phenomenal.
That was a full Sheriff buy round there from Miami, but that Chamber ultimate, like we were saying, so impactful. Gets the first 2 kills of the round. Gonna put 2 rifles down on the map for Miami to pick up, and CCR getting 2 Sheriff shots. Well, multiple Sheriff shots on the last member, but 2 Sheriff kills there to then basically win Miami the round. The ultimate was sacrificed there for nothing, but still a very amazing econ round there for Miami. Going to put them at a good advantage going into the round, as now we see an A push here, and we see Brimstone ultimate and Fade ultimate burn for the side of Buffalo. CCR is going to fall in showers, but now Ataraxy gets his trade. Spike still hasn't been planted though.
Yeah, and it looks like Miami's playing a little bit more aggressive this round with the double push into showers. The judge is going to be able to pick up that crucial lamps area. The close range, I mean, really makes that weapon effective. As we've got
teleporter.
Yeah, we've got someone taking teleporter. We've got a flank set up short as well, I believe, and I don't know if they know that he's there. It looks like this guy's going to be able to pick up another kill here, and it looks like there's just looks like the teleporter was an attempt at a flank, which unfortunately there wasn't enough time for.
No, the teleporter was actually for a Brimstone lineup. And he actually went for a Molly lineup there. It showed up right at the last minute, after the Miami member fell. We see Buffalo tie this up. the
Anyone
Brimstone
feeling
lineups
generous?
really are
Teşekkürler.
doing work though
Thank you.
for Buffalo, although not really in that round. It probably would have worked out if Miami ended up winning those gunfights. That Brimstone Molly might have became huge for Buffalo there. And so we see a tied 3-3 right now. Luca playing in hookah, make that rhyme. So looking to see, he gets pushed out by the Fade dog. CCR playing these close angles with the Sky. Ataraxi and CCR looking to get a few trades. The blinds go through. All blinds used by both teams. Actually, BAP still has one more if he wants to get that information. Dog used by Ataraxi.
Here.
But we see a Showers push here onto this, towards this A site here. We're going to have to see if Win for Life gets a huge kill here for Buffalo to start getting this entry. Tucker with the Stinger. Going to play this long angle. A Stinger versus a Vandal. We will see who wins this if Win for Life decides to peek this.
Yeah, I think he's expecting the close push flank as well, which why he has the Stinger out and not his pistol, but and he may have predicted right as he stays for the rotation, and Buffalo's gonna really fast rotate onto this A site. There's gonna be a Razor coming out, which picks up a kill, and
Spike planted.
she's gonna proceed to just make her way into lamps. Win for Life is gonna throw down that Viper ultimate, which is gonna be incredibly hard for them to combat, as Luca's gonna throw his eyeball in there, hoping to just pick up one or two people. There's gonna be a couple dogs coming out. They see in Cubby.
Out of charges.
They see Face and Cubby, but it looks like he's gonna. They end up spraying down the Viper as well, which is incredibly important. But unfortunately, it's just not enough, as the Rays is going to pick up 2 more kills there, and that's going to secure the round for Buffalo.
Yeah, Justin, proving what we were talking about the Rays on this map. That clearing U-Haul right there was so fast with the Rays ultimate, and then immediately went into U-Haul and was able to take down Tucker. I mean, that just gave full site control immediately over to Buffalo, and that's why Rays is so good on this map at clearing those close angles there in U-Haul with the ultimate. That is the play that you want on offense if you are Buffalo. And so now Justin getting a 4K that round is setting up Buffalo for great success heading into this end. But Sheeb, amazing headshot onto Face. Brimstone for Brimstone. That is going to help Miami a lot, as now it's a 4v5.
What a wonderful headshot there. That's just a demonstrate. I think that just shows how good Sheeb really is. And they're going to be holding. It looks like this is a split push, but again, another long push. They spot out Tucker there, but it looks like they're actually stalling quite effectively. The Brimstone ult coming down, the Raze grenade, and it looks like they may be pushing. Miami may be pushing Buffalo to head to the teleporter. Yeah, here we go, and they're gonna make a quick run through Showers. They have no clue that this guy is here. Quick flash to maybe diffuse some pressure, and then we've got Justin again using those blast packs to move around this map with so many boxes and so many things that you can get around. We're gonna see a Sky ult as well, looking for the last couple of players of Buffalo, and there's only one left, and that's Win for Life, and we're gonna get that. Oh my goodness, Tucker with the chamber 1 tap after the trap. This is gonna be another solid round for Miami.
Oh, he didn't get the Vandal though.
That's a little.
But with that headshot, I mean, that was clean. But also, the Ataraxi getting a 2K there in Showers prevented any kind of push there for Buffalo to get onto site. If he did not win those get those 2 pistol kills there with the Sheriff, I mean, that round could have been doomed there for Miami. Miami gonna get a 4-for-4, and that's what the captain. Those plays right there is what really solidifies Ataraxi as a captain. He's making the plays, making the calls here on the Sky, which shouldn't be really getting too many kills. So now we see Justin making this play, going to get into U-Haul like I was talking about. Those raise packs on point with the shotgun. Now Sheev trying to hold Ataraxi's crosses, trying to keep him alive here, as the spike did get planted. We see now Sheev going to possibly toss out a Molly here. They got to start clearing this U-Haul area though.
Yeah, I mean, I think Justin's just found a strategy and he's sticking to it until Miami shows that they're going to be able to stop it. I think Buffalo's sticking to their sticking to their guns with their fast, just fast out the gate pushes, and generally it works. But in this case, they stalled a little bit, and it looks like they lost their momentum as Justin is going to be wandering through backside. He picks up a kill, as I don't really think anybody's looking at him. He picks up another one, and that play, just being able to stay backside and lurk, ended up benefiting Buffalo incredibly.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty well executed there post-plant by Buffalo. They had 3 people U-Haul, and they had 1 person in showers, and that makes it really hard on Miami because that means that they not only have to just clear the U-Haul, they have to get into showers and get that man out, because where it's planted, having those 2 areas to peek from just makes it very hard to make a decision there if you're Miami. And this guy just stayed alive way too long, and it allowed the Rays to flank and get those 2 kills with the judge.
Yeah,
We
so
see an early ult there by the Brimstone to secure U-Haul control there for Buffalo, and now another fast plant here onto A, and members of Miami still having to rotate over from B. I mean,
yeah,
Buffalo's playing this really fast.
they are. It looks like, notably, having the Viper instead of the Chamber, it looks like it's allowing them to play a little bit faster, as the Chamber doesn't have to stall to set up traps or teleports, and they can cover their flank with those Viper, with the Viper utility. And it looks like they've just got a consistent line sight set up. The Viper runs in the bomb, and we've got CCR duplicating Justin's strategy right now. But unfortunately, he doesn't pick anything up, as Justin's going to pick up the Rays 1v1.
Justin's fragging out 14 kills in the first half so far with 2 more rounds to go. I mean, he is frying right now for the side of Buffalo, doing what Rays needs to do on the offense, able to get that U-Haul control on A. I mean, he's getting that fast presence, and look, he has ultimate available for this round, so he can really make any play he wants. He's going to put this boombot over towards Hookah, and it looks like Miami might press out here. So, very good offense so far through from Buffalo.
Yeah, and I like the idea of the counter push with I like the idea of the counter offense with sort of the high octane coming from Miami, because I think it's eventually to be expected, but I think right now Buffalo is really just looking at Miami and saying, until they do something, we're going to keep doing the same strategy until it works. And right now it's not working. They're putting some more aggression towards showers. They're forcing those 2 players back. They've got the sky healing to make sure they're sustainable, and it looks like they're potentially rotating over to a B site here.
Does Tucker have this angle? I'm curious to look at Tucker right here. It looks like CCR and Tucker are playing their cross angles here, looking for a potential bait and switch. Going to bait CCR to potentially get a few kills here for Tucker. Tucker also has his teleport out. Hookah control will go over, though, to Buffalo if they end up walking into this slow trap. But Justin able to get the kill on CCR. Do they check the angles? He does, and he's actually able to get the shots on the Tucker. Ataraxy able to win a kill on the other side of the map, but Spike's now going down onto B. There's a molly placed over Hookah, going to stop Miami from pushing into Hookah for now. Going to take some time away for this bomb, this spike that's been planted, and now you have 1 member from spawn coming in through, and then 2 on the flank for Miami.
Yeah, and I think this Sheep push is going to be really insane. It looks like they're going to coordinate here. Sheep's got his Brimstone ult, and they know that they're stuck in there. So he's going to actually ult elbow just to double check and clear it. And unfortunately, nobody's there. So they're going to be looking at the wrong angles, and Buffalo's going to pick up that round.
Imagine if he ults that container right there.
That is a juicy 3K right there.
At least, or it pushes them out into Miami's angles. Just unfortunate not having that information. I think that is a great call there from Sheep to do so, to clear that elbow, because elbow is super dangerous to have people sitting there. But Buffalo just stacked that container and also had 1 member in garden, and so just ended up not working out there for Miami. Another ult to use, and now we're going into this last round before the swap. Buffalo up 7-4. Miami would love to pick up 1 more round if they can, but Justin, first blood already over, and he has another boss pack. Boss pack kind of misused, but he's still able to get the kill on the Ataraxy. But Sheeb able to get a 2K, going to be able to make it a 3v2. Now Spike going down. Chamber has ultimate available. Justin on 2 HP. This should be Miami able to get Justin now, and now a 1v3. The lineup is there for Face. They see the Molly lineup go, and we get to watch the beautiful Molly popped down, and actually I don't think it's gonna hit the member of Miami. Like they already got half of the spike used.
Oh, he does manage to spray through the smoke though, and this, well, I believe, yeah, they have enough time because they were able to get that halfway. But
Yeah.
I think it's interesting to see how that the lineups really never got pressured. They just kind of got worked around instead. I think it's definitely something to look at as we go into attack to see potentially what they're going to be looking at for Brimstone lineups on defense and how they're going to maybe try and stall Miami if Miami goes for a similar aggressive strategy.
Yeah. That Brimstone, unluckily, his teammate, whoever planted, I don't know if it was himself, but just planted it too far away from his Molly lineup. I mean, that would have been a perfect Molly if it was just inside more on U-Haul. But he's had the Molly lineups available, knows where he needs to be on the map for those Molly lineups. I imagine on defense, he's just going to try and use the Molly to slow down pushes onto the sides from Miami. As we see Miami looking towards Hookah, but it's actually a pretty default setup here. We see two members. C-Star's actually going to get BAP to 9 HP with the nade and a shot from the Ghost. So now BAP extremely low. And wow, Justin's going to push through TP. And now the Miami chooses to push out through mid, but it just gets FaZe able to find two members of Miami. They're just going to fall short. Now we see a 1v3. Tucker's got to go big here as they're all going to line up for him, and it doesn't look too good. 67 HP, 1v3. Able to find one.
He picks up one, but unfortunately he's not able to pick up any other. He didn't have anything left in the headhunter there. I think it would have been definitely plausible if he did, but a little bit of an unfortunate round start for Miami as we're going to see a buy-up from Buffalo. It'll be interesting to see if Miami counter-buys. It's not a traditional strategy, but it's definitely something that can work as we look at potentially maybe a Sheriff or maybe just a couple abilities coming out for them. But we even see a Bulldog on the side of Buffalo, which is a bold investment. And if the Viper, if Win for Life gets taken out, that's definitely a hit to the economy. But it's looking like Miami's going to do just a pretty fast rush onto this site. They're immediately in lamps. All two of them already in lamps. They've taken lamps control. They've picked up a gun, and now this round is looking a lot better. Tucker picks up another one in showers as Miami is just stomping through the site. It looks almost identical. Oh, but it looks like Fade is going to pick up 2 more kills, and now we're in a 2v1 situation, a 1v1 situation, and that Bulldog might actually be of some use, as now Tucker's going to look to take this bomb and teleport away. Win for Life has no clue where Tucker is at the current moment, but it's looking like he's going to rotate around to the other site and be able to get a pretty clean plan off.
Yeah, it's CCR making the play with the Raze blast packs over the U-Haul did exactly what we were talking about, what Justin did in the offense for the University of Buffalo. Able to clear U-Haul like that, pick up the Spectre, making this economy round pretty winnable here. We're going to have to see if Tucker can win this post plant as the toxins do go down. Actually, it caused Tucker to wait some time to go onto the site. I mean, that wall, very dangerous to push through, and now it's going to allow the Viper. Tucker's taking his time because he wants to check all these corners, thinking that the Viper's already here. And the Viper still actually hasn't rotated over. I thought she was going to rotate through the spawn, but it looks like maybe just taking the teleport. As now the spike onto B goes down. He's going to teleport back to tree, and it's going to possibly play the long angle. He does hear the teleport here from the side of Buffalo.
Pulls out the headhunter. He's ready to go. And yeah, this is going to be so close, but I don't think that Win for Life knows he's there. He misses 2 shots, so now he does. Now it's going to be a pressure situation here. We're gonna tap the bomb, and I think Win for Life looks like he's going to hold it. This Viper wall is insane. He sticks the bomb, and he manages to clutch out the round. Unfortunately, that Viper, and he gets the kill, which is a little unfortunate. But honestly, I would maybe even consider that even. They may not have won the round, but Miami just destroyed Buffalo's economy completely. There's one player with one kind of rifle, basically, and Miami's going to be able to pick up a couple rifles here. And I think for the most part, just be able to absolutely swamp this round.
Yeah, for Tucker there, I just don't think that post plant was the play. You just already walked through. You saw that where the Viper wall was. For like twice, it was used right in front of you, and you chose to go into a pretty advantageous plant spot for the Viper, and it just didn't end up working out. He missed the first 2 shots with the Headhunter. If the Headhunter went through, obviously that's the round win for Miami, but not too good for Miami. Like you said, the econ round did get a lot of econ out of Buffalo. We are playing kind of a default here. Ataraxy just sprang through this a Bucky with Justin. Justin might peek this into Ataraxy. Now he's playing that close angle, but Ataraxy decides to back off, which is a good call on his part. I don't think he would have survived this Bucky shot from Hookah.
No, I think Justin's made himself pretty well known for using shotguns. With the judge on offense and now the Bucky in Hookah, I think he's got a strategy and he's sticking to it, and it is guns blazing all the way. But it looks like we're going to have still a bit of a default push, but we're going to have 2 push up long, and we're potentially looking at a pressure from Showers as Miami is looking to rotate to this site.
30 seconds left.
We've got Octagon is secured, and it looks like they're going to rush up into Hookah. They have no clue that Justin is here. So potentially maybe some utility. Justin picks up one. He doesn't quite pick up another, but it looks like as they were going on to site, Buffalo picked up a couple more kills. We've got Win for Life picking up a rifle as Sheeb is going to look to jump through the smoke. Unfortunately, he gets taken down from the crossfire, and so Tucker's going to get taken down as well.
Yeah, it's just going Buffalo's way. Their momentum has swinged into this half. Miami looking really just non-communicative on this offensive side. I mean, this map is all about getting those picks and then rotations. And right now it's just really hard for Miami to get those picks early. We're going to have to see what they end up doing if they end up calling a timeout. I'm surprised they haven't actually called a timeout after that round. We do see a save round here. Potentially, if they end up losing this round, they might call a timeout so that they have rifles in their hands.
Yeah, I'm thinking they call a timeout, and depending on how this round goes, I think they may even just start talking about the next map. Hopefully that is not the case, but it can be considered an efficient use of time. But really, I think Miami just they haven't necessarily had sort of the read on Buffalo that they need to be able to take these aggressive spots. But right now, they have a couple people posted up Showers. CCR on the flank, unfortunately, gets caught out, and this is still going to make Buffalo paranoid as we get Sheeb with a huge pick, and so with Tucker with the Chamber ultimate, which is what we've been talking about. This ability to, even on save rounds, hold down so much. Luca, unfortunately, missing that flank shot, but Tucker's going to be able to pressure, and unfortunately, he pulls out the knife. He goes for the teleporter, and it looks like Buffalo's going to be able to pick up that round as well.
Yeah, if I'm Miami, I'm calling this timeout right now as you get rifles in your hand, and you just talk about possibly this next map. Maybe just trying to stop. Hopefully comms are good still, but just stop the tilt if you are tilting. If you just call the timeout, just relax yourself. But it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. Miami is going to have rifles this round though, but Novix has ultimate available on the fade here. I mean, they have very good deterring ults here on the side of Buffalo, and just all the momentum in the world right now.
Yeah, I think Buffalo's been playing really well around fade utility as well, and they're gonna play a cross angle here, and they're gonna pick up both kills in the long. And I think they may have used that previous round during the save to be able to talk until Tucker was there to sort of clutch up. But we've got CCR and Hookah, and nobody really knows he's there right now. He might be able to pick up a couple kills and at the very least help his team out in rotating. But it looks like 2 people actually went through the teleporter through long. So it looks like they're going to be pulling up onto the last 2 players of Miami who are successfully pushing up through short and long at the same time. It looks like they're going to go for the teleporter play. Unfortunately, Win for Life is going to pick up that other kill. Well, fortunate for him. And we're going to see Sheeb in a 1v3. He has smokes. There is a fade on the flank, though, and I don't believe he has any clue until that goes off. He doesn't know that there's 2 people, and they're going to be able to pull out with the blind and win that round.
Yeah, Miami here, all you're looking for is just a few rounds to carry into this next map, unfortunately. I mean, you have to win 7 straight just to send it into overtime, and that's going to be a very hard task for them. So you just need to get your guns warm here. Right now, they are extremely cold. Miami just not the momentum that you need going into this next game either.
A gift.
We'd like to see that momentum shift heading into that next map. Right now, it's looking like Buffalo's going to definitely be taking this map 1, but maybe the caster curse will come true and Miami takes this. But
yeah, we can only hope. But
Justin
right now,
and Win for Life have been playing excellent so far through.
yeah,
this map.
they've been holding down that side together for basically the whole map, and it looks like they're going to be doing it again. Miami goes for an aggressive push. Unfortunately, Win for Life is going to pick up the kill onto the Raze, so there's not going to be an ultimate. But as that happens, Miami picks up 2 more kills, and they finally have a post plant, which I think is what they were looking for. Luca, with the shotgun, it looks like he's going to be able to pull up into an offensive position on a flank, as he's unfortunately going to get taken out. But it's still a 3v2. They have the man numbers as long as they play patient. And Atrax is going to get that beautiful flank. A little bit of a panic moment there, but he still gets the kill. And they pick up a couple more kills, and they're managed to secure it around and grab some of that momentum that we were talking about.
Yeah, that is must needed there for Ataraxy. Must needed for Miami overall. I mean, Miami just really needs to get their mental in the game. I don't know. I hope that team comms are good. I know Luca might be down on himself right now, being 4 and 14. Just not a good showing of him so far in this map. But on the Fade, you can't be too down on yourself. You're playing Fade on this map. It's going to happen. And right now, Buffalo's controller and the Rays just popped off in that first half in offense. And right now, they're doing very well on the defense. It's so hard to push into this Viper. This Viper has very good setups control over Hookah and the B site with her wall.
Yeah, and I think it's a little interesting since we mentioned that maybe even Chamber might be the better pick, but I think with higher momentum, Viper is potentially even better because she stalls the other team. So she stalls the potential swing of momentum using her utility and using her wall. And on top of the Brimstone, being able to hold those tight angles. But it looks like Tugger's going to push in here. He's going to get a quick kill, but it looks like Bap is just going to be able to hold down this Hookah incredibly with the 3K coming out. Tugger is alone. He's potentially, honestly, just looking for kills at this point. He's looking to clutch out the round as well. As this is going to be a 4v1, they know where he is. He's got flanked, and yeah, that's going to be map 1 for Buffalo. An incredible showing by their whole team. Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the scoreboard, I mean, Buffalo, a dominant performance on Bind. Played the offense extremely well. Sheeb going to top frag for the Red Hawks on the Brimstone, but Justin 20, is that 23 or 25?
23, I believe.
23 and 11. I mean, Novix 18. Win for Life 17. And then Face and Bap, although they didn't frag out, they still provided extremely good utility, like those Brimstone lineups.
Yeah.
I mean, that was massive for them on the offense. I mean, that won them one of their early rounds.
Yeah.
And overall, they just played really well as a team. Very coordinated in how they traded their sight lines and when to push certain aspects. For Miami, it just looked like communication was just a little bit off, and it just their offense really needs to be worked on pretty hard. But that Viper, like we were saying, that pick super suffocating with map control. I mean, the Viper wall, the Viper smoke, the snake bite, really suffocating on the map for Miami to get on that site control, which on that site, and that site's already hard enough to push into all those angles, and with a smoked wall up, it just made it nearly impossible.
Yeah, and it even allowed for Win for Life to clutch out that round where Tucker was playing behind it as well, trying to use the utility of some of his own. But and then to point out the Brimstone smokes have been on point for Buffalo basically all game. I mean those fast hits were possible because all the sight lines were completely cut off from backside. There was basically no way for them to be able to see what was going on in front of them, and so then you have the surprise of Ray's blast packing up through like 3 smokes, a couple mollies, whatever that has been thrown at them. The Rays is just above them with a judge because Justin just decided that was going to be the best weapon to take lamps, and it worked, which was really impressive. But yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna head into this map 2 very shortly. We appreciate all the people here supporting us. Miami is down 0-1. Don't go away. We're going to be heading into map 2 very, very shortly. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. We're taking, I believe the players are just taking a quick restroom break, but we'd like to kind of talk about the ESC right now. Current standings, the results of last week, as we didn't get to a chance before the broadcast. And looking at the standings, like we were saying, Buffalo currently tied first, 2-0 off the bat. Miami taking a tough loss to Kent State last week in a third map, 13 to 12, 13 to 11 loss,
Yeah.
and they also lost in overtime on the other map. And so some very good teams up in the top: Akron, Buffalo, Kent State, NEU, all tied for first with a 2-0 record. Ball State 1-1. I believe they lost to Akron. Ohio Esports 1-1. We also play Western Michigan, who is also 1-1. We played them Thursday for our doubleheader this week. So
Yeah.
really excited to see that game as well.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a pretty big breaking point as well because we're at the 1-1, whether where hopefully it becomes a 2-1, and then if you keep that momentum going into the 3-1, I think that really sort of secures your spot as you move up through the season. And again, any game is a chance to get more momentum, to get momentum back. As soon as this sort of happens, the players really start feeling themselves, and once the wins start coming, it's pretty hard to stop some of our players.
Yeah, and I believe it's top six, unless they changed it, get into playoffs at the end of the season. And so super, super important to keep this regular season record high. And as I'm talking about this, we're heading into Ascent. Buffalo going to start on the defending side, and now we see the chamber hover, something that we didn't see last game, and we see KO on both sides.
Yeah, so I think this is probably KO's one of his strongest maps, if not his strongest. He's got the utility that you really need, and again, because this is one of the few maps where Killjoy is incredibly useful, which is what I was mentioning earlier. So KO can really take care of a lot of that stationary utility with his silences. I think it's interesting that we're seeing potentially a Sova pick here from Buffalo over the Fade. They're slightly interchangeable, but I think Sova is generally regarded as a little bit slower and potentially not as not as impactful anymore as Fade. As we're looking at a potential Killjoy hover from Buffalo, which is pretty important. It looks like they're sort of swapping around, thinking about what they'd like to do. Miami is for the most part locked in. They've got the Omen, which is a pretty flexible smoke character. He sort of sits right in the middle in between that offensive fast pace and the slower pace that you can set, slower, more controlling pace you can set as Astra. So I think it'll be a really good flexible pick to be for Ascent, where there's a lot of rotating going on in between different sites. I think the lower cooldowns will be able to help a lot. And it looks like we're going to finalize teams here. Interestingly enough, we have a Raze on the side of Miami and a Jet on the side of Buffalo as we're going to load into the match.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. I do like the Raze Fade synergy here is very good on this map, especially when teams are pushing onto different sites. You can do the Fade pull-in into the Raze nade, and it's a pretty good strategy. But I do really like the defensive and offensive here for Buffalo. We don't see that they're really proving people wrong without picking this Chamber, because Chamber is currently regarded probably as the most broken agent in all of competitive right now, and not seeing him locked in here for these last two games, Buffalo's really trying to make a statement with that, saying we don't need that kind of agent in our team comp. They're going to use some other agents like Jet to get that kill pressure, the Raze from last game, and they instead of using that, they have the Sova and the extra controller with the Killjoy on their side.
Yeah, and I think they're using combinations where they're sort of able to make up for what Chamber would do, and they have some more benefits. So Killjoy has that stationary sort of trap placement that Chamber has, whereas Silva's going to have generally sort of the longer range, and it looks like we're immediately going to pick up a first blood here, actually, on the side of Miami, which is going to be a great start as they've got a quick flank and a quick mid push into B. It looks like we're going to get a KO, and he misses. The Omen gets full flash, though, as Face is going to be able to pick up a kill. Baf's going to be able to pick up another one on the defense, and now it's just CCR, and unfortunately, he's not going to be able to pull out the 1v4.
Baf, a huge clutch 3K right there to win the round, and that's why you pick Killjoy right there on the defense. I mean, the two, she had both nades available right there on this and stopped Miami members. Actually got them chunked, I believe, and was able to then push that angle with her classic after popping the nades. And Buffalo here is trading off the Chamber with champions like Killjoy and Viper. That's the agent that they decided to use last map instead of the Chamber. And those two champs are two agents are very good on the defensive, and they're proving why they select them right here in that first pistol round. And just actually only having the Sheriff dash even further into the spawn, making the Redhawks think that he pushed back into B main. It's actually on the flank now, and Tucker's going to get caught out by FaZe. Novix looking for the long angle with the Ares, able to pick off CCR. Now Sheep only with the classic, just sitting towards mid. And Justin still on this flank. Justin able to get the kill on the Sheep. Luca gonna find his death to the Bulldog, and now Ataraxy in a 1v5 situation. Not looking good, and yeah, that round's going to definitely go over to Buffalo.
Yeah, and again, this is kind of what you expect. You expect a buy-up round after you win. I think it's interesting that Buffalo actually invested a little less than they did last game. But notably, that's going to be able to put the Jet on the Operator in this third round if they so choose. It looks like they may not go for it, and they may potentially just wait until they can all get a full buy round, but this round is going to be incredibly important for Miami to pick up the momentum going forward, as they're really going to have to look for they're really going to have to look for those important gunfights, and they're going to have to make sure that they're checking those close angles that the Buffalo players might be using. So we're going to see Just with an aggressive push here. He doesn't manage to pick up a kill, but he managed to chunk Tucker to 20 life. And it looks like Tucker is getting scanned, he's getting silenced, but he's going to be able to hold down this tiles angle as he's going to push out in through mid. They see the Sova drone. The Sova drone is going to spot him. He's going to teleport away to safety, making sure he can't get shock darted at that low HP. And it looks like Navix may still be... Navix struggled a little bit with that with that arrow there, but we're going to look at a mid to A side push. Interestingly enough, I don't see a lot of KO utility in terms of silencing things. As I say that, you're going to be able to silence that alarm bot to the left, you'll be able to detect a person, and they're going to make a really quick push with a flashed out smoke. Looks like Ataraxi's going to be heading the push, as they're going to be kills flying left, right, and center, ending up with one more, unfortunately ending up with Miami not being able to pick up those last 2 kills, as the heaven hold was just a little too strong.
Yeah, Bap showing this why this agent selection is so big right now for Buffalo on the defensive. We're gonna see how if that translates over to the offense, but full momentum over here to Buffalo, and they even get the operator by now. That aggressive push by Justin. My apologies. I mean that is. He had light shields and a Spectre, right? And so now you have a full operator with full shields this 4th round. Miami's got to expect this.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to pull a fake out sort of peek here. Justin misses his opening shot onto Luca, which is going to be good for them as they now know his positioning. Tucker's going to be able to pull off this sort of quiet flank type approach, but he doesn't see the person standing on that upper corner. But as Justin is going to be pushing up, you see Face pushing up the flash, but in some unfortunate timing on the smoke, as CCR is going to be looking for not necessarily a flank, but a rotate. Bap is going to be holding that mid box so incredibly well with that Vandal. And it looks like Miami is in a 2v4 situation. It looks like they're getting flanked by the operator, as Justin's going to be able to push out that A-long and pick up a kill. The important thing is whether or not this Raze will be able to pick up a kill instead, as the showstopper goes flying, and unfortunately, it's going to be another loss for Miami.
Oh, did he actually burn Showstopper there?
Yeah, Showstopper blew up and straight into the air as they tried. Yeah,
that's gonna be a timeout there for Miami. I mean, that Showstopper is not what you want for CCR there. You do not want to waste that in that kind of round.
Yeah, and
I mean, Buffalo really coming out and showing why they're in this tied for first. They're showing complete dominance on the map right now. 4-0 for Buffalo. We're on a timeout break. Miami's gotta get their mental back in this game, and they really need to just start talking about potential picks.
Yeah, I think they need this timeout not only for themselves to cool down, but to cool down Buffalo as well. I think Buffalo never really lost their momentum. Even with those couple rounds they picked up at the end of Bind, Buffalo really never lost their momentum going into the next game. So they're feeling hot, they're ready to go. And I think Miami is still trying to get a little bit into the groove. So I think it's important. I think they may want to potentially play a little bit more defensively, maybe hold some more angles, potentially use some more counterplay, expecting certain utility coming out from each player. As we're going to get back in after this timeout, we do see the pizza nice and steamy, as we're going to see almost a full stack onto B. And we're going to see a split push coming out from Miami. 3 looking to go onto A and mid, and 2 looking to pressure that B area, as we're going to see Justin post up with the op. He charges up the dash. He gets blocked, actually, by his teammate, but nothing going on. And we're going to see a pick coming from Seeb, and they might potentially start rotating over to this B area. They know that the operator's there, but they've gotten the pick, as Win for Life is going to be oblivious to this mid-push that Tucker has going on. He's going to be holding this angle really close, and it looks like they tried to push out, and unfortunately, CCR with his aggressive push couldn't quite pick up the kill, as Win for Life is going to still be holding that garage garden angle. Justin's going to be holding mid. He's going to be able to pick up that timing onto Tucker as he's pushing forward. And we're stuck in a 3v3 situation here, as it looks like Miami has chosen to push out onto the B site.
really going to do pushes this. Justin's going to be able to find another kill onto Luca. Luca pushed the Y8 angle, and that's going to allow a kill. Sheep in market, going to be able to win the gunfight. That's a huge gunfight, now making it a 2v3, but Justin still has that operator hand. Going to get smoked out here. Going to push onto this site, but you have Bap all the way in the back with the turret. This is going to be really hard to get this control. Navik's now sending it in. Jeep actually just playing the smoke, going to be able to get the 3K so far in the round. Adder actually doing damage, but then Bap able to get the last 2K. Bap and Justin just dealing it for Buffalo right now. That is doing absolute work for them. Is that 11-0 I see on the map?
I believe it is. It may be 11-9 as well. I'll be honest, my eyesight isn't that great, but BAP has just been the certified anchor for Buffalo. I mean, there's been nothing to push him out of the places that, and BAP even normally when we see these types of agents, we see them setting up on one site. They'll stay on that site until something happens. But BAP is moving around. He's making it really hard to be able to predict which site he's holding, and until they figure out and prod a little bit, they're not really going to be able to figure out where the Killjoy is. And Bap and Justin this time on opposite sides, as Justin's going to be able to pick up that first blood, which is incredibly impactful. Even though Miami's on a save round, the first blood is just, it's always probably the most important, generally speaking, of the matches. We're going to see Luca pull up with a stinger. He does manage to do some good damage, but he eventually does get taken out by that Odin.
Sova's 1 HP.
Yeah, that Sova's going to be incredibly low as we see Miami pushing through middle. They do not know that the Killjoy setup is here, and Tucker's going to find out very quickly. He burns that shot on the Killjoy turret, but now they know that he's here, as it looks like CCR is going to look to potentially get around the drone and push up, but they're going to waste the Killjoy utility, and they're going to be sitting in Garden, but Bap, hard swings and manages to pick up 2. And the third, Bap with the 3K there, just with the knowledge that they were there and they had the other players in tiles, so they knew that they weren't backing out. He just felt so confident and just able to pull up and get that 3K.
Bap's playing off of the Killjoy nades so well and the use of them. You're going to get that alarm bot proc and then immediately use the nades. And notice how Bap immediately repositioned because he knew, or she knew, that Miami had to back off the nades, so they just he repositioned the angle. Miami wasn't expecting the push out from that, able to get the 2K and then reach out for that 3K. Not doing it all right now for Buffalo. Buffalo up 6-0 on the defense. Justin also getting these first bloods. Justin proving why he was such a threat in the first game. Sheep going to teleport out, going to get back to safety with his team on A. They're going to finally get some site control here. Miami.
Yeah, and this looks like an incredible fake out done. Unfortunately, a couple people in Miami do end up falling, and Bap is going to get that retake. But this is what I was talking about with the KO utility. I don't know if they still have the molly or if they have the lineups, but it looks like Bap is just going to start mowing through again. The confidence is insane, and they're going to manage to pick up that last kill. And it was an amazing time to be able to grab a post plant as well, but unfortunately, it just looks like Buffalo sometimes is moving too fast, and Miami doesn't expect it.
Yeah, they're playing at a very high pace right now. Their momentum has definitely made them overly confident, and for a good reason. I mean, for them at least. I mean, they're taking the gunfights that they think they can win, and they're winning them. I mean, and when that happens, that just demoralizes the other team. And they're really pushing on all 4 cylinders. The Buffalo is running on ignition. Like, it is mowing through Miami members. I mean, that was a flawless from the side of Buffalo, and even with the post, it seemed effortless. As now Justin is going to just find Luca and dash away, and I mean, that's just Justin, I think he's had 3 first bloods or 4 first bloods in a row now for the side of Buffalo, and just making Miami 1 member down, especially like your initiator and your fade, clearing angles. Just tough, and now we see 2 kills going over to the side of Buffalo, and now Justin on the other side of the map going to find Tucker with the operator, and now she going to be in a 1v4 with a Spectre. Win for life, going to stun him, going to go for the TP play above. TP out, but it doesn't matter. Win for life, going to find Sheeb. making it 8-0, and this is an absolute massacre for Buffalo. If you're a Buffalo fan, you are extremely ecstatic right now.
Yeah, Buffalo is definitely on and definitely ready to go. Especially Justin and Bap have, especially just today, been incredible. But if we're looking at it from a perspective, they've just not stopped their aggression. So I think it's pretty important if we take a step back and look at both sides. Like, right, there's no reason for Buffalo to stop their aggression until it stops working. They should just keep going, and if it doesn't work, then they have, I assume, multiple other plans. But we do see CCR picking up a first blood, which has not happened in quite a while, and Justin is missing a shot. I was going to say that they potentially, Miami needed to change something up when they were pushing because they know Justin's going to be posted there. But they're looking at a first pick, and it's still a 4v4 as Justin picks up a kill in response, but they have some more knowledge about positioning, and they have... Oh, and Tucker manages to pick up a kill as well. It looks like he's going to go on a flank. Justin still holding that incredible mid pick as he pops the jet knives. But it looks like he's going to back off, and Tucker potentially has this angle on him. Bap, an incredible flank, though, is going to run through mid, and I don't believe anybody knows what's happening. But Tucker hears Bap, and now it's suddenly a 2v1. Justin stuck with an operator. We know he doesn't need to save, but it's the question of whether or not he's going to choose to try and clutch this out.
He has the Vandal now, and I believe he has one knife in his back pocket. So we're going to see if he decides to use the rest of that one knife left in his ultimate. But Miami does have the post plant. Tucker going to play the cross angle.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a possible scenario, but it's incredibly hard.
But 18 HP and has dash available. Going to dash towards the smoke. I don't know if he saw Tucker, but Tucker now going to play the back.
Tucker just needs to tap it. There we go. Tucker able to clutch out that round. It's so important because if Bap was able to do that, I don't think the momentum would have stopped. But that subtle momentum shift may be what gets Miami going as they finally have a round down. And that just, your confidence sort of skyrockets once you get a round down. You feel so much better. And it's really, I think it's really going to make the first blood more important, as I think really the snowballing factor was CCR with that first blood at the beginning really got them going, sort of winning that gunfight. Sort of, they're starting to warm up after that. They're feeling pretty good. And notably, Justin does not have an operator anymore. So these first bloods are going to have to be a little bit more aggressive coming from him, which he's been doing previously, but as he's going to peek, he actually misses Luca with the huge first blood, as now they're going to be using the Fade utility to clear out the rest of B main, and they're still going to be two pushing it along. They're actually going to use their utility to filter out Bap, which is incredible as they pick up another kill onto him, almost for free, and it looks like Tucker pushing in through mid. He's going to push up to that A site as we have Face on a flank, and I don't know if anybody's going to see him, but he's they've got the sentinel drone there. But two people are going to push through mid, and Face is only going to be able to pick up one kill. Luca's still holding down mid as we see one player approaching from heaven on Buffalo, and another player, I believe both players are actually approaching from heaven, as they've got two in hell.
They should have been caught out by that knife. They're going to drop down, looking
One
for
enemy
kills,
remaining.
and they're actually going to be able to find him now. A 2v1 Fade ultimate is used. Luca on 45 HP. He's going to have to clutch up.
One enemy remaining.
Able to find the diffuser. Now has to win it and gets the 4K. Luca showing up big to clutch out that round for Miami. A crucial round needed. 8-2 now. Miami slowly has to start this comeback, and that's how you can do it.
And this is exactly what Miami wants to see. We were talking about how some of the controllers were down and out on Miami's team, but they're immediately picking it back up. The huge 4K coming in from Luca is incredibly important, and not only for the team, but for him as well. Just the self-confidence has to be skyrocketing at this point. I can't imagine what the Miami comms sound like, but they have to have flipped real fast from what they were before. But
yeah, you really want to pick up
play? Let's play.
These next two rounds. If you can make it an 8-4 half, you're feeling pretty good going into this. CCR has to be the game changer here. He has to be on that race, has to find the pick of Justin. Gonna shut Tucker down with that operator on the other side of the map. CCR now pushing onto the side, Win for Life. The KO ultimate is used. He's gonna clear out Win for Life in that back spawn. Jeep gonna find that kill. 4v4. Face gonna be sending a market. They're gonna play the slow retake. It looks like Luca holding this angle. Once the Omen smoke clears, Life gets in trouble.
Luca Luka unfortunately does get taken out there, but it was
Spike
a
planted.
little bit of an
Down.
off angle. The plant, notably has still not gone down, which is important.
It did go down now. The ultimate from the Sova stalled Miami from being able to, and now
Last
we see
player
a possible
standing.
KO. But CCR able to find huge kills, going to get the 3K, and Ataraxy spots him on the ledge, going to be able to find the
Last
kill.
round
Now
in the half.
3-8 to Miami, finally finding some momentum towards the end of this half on the offensive. And it looks like still a rifle buy here from Buffalo. I mean, they have so much bank in their account from all those wins previously, and now we do see Justin back on the operator here. Pretty scary sight to see Justin has been able to pick up so many first bloods with that operator, and even with the rifle, to be honest.
Yeah,
super.
Justin has had some incredible first blood picks, and it looks like he's going to pick up the operator again. Probably trying to just stall whatever momentum Miami is now generating, as he's going to be pretty aggressive and push up here, which he hasn't done recently in the past. That's pretty important. Tucker,
Collateral.
oh, the huge collateral coming in. That's going to be huge for Justin, as he's going to dash away, expecting potentially a rush up through mid, as we're going to see a KO simply holding mid, waiting to hear any footsteps or any audio cues whatsoever. But we're going to see from Miami's side a push onto B, as we've got the last three of them grouped up. It looks like they're ready to coordinate something, but I think they may have taken a little bit too long, as Buffalo's going to be able to rotate over. Maybe this is what they wanted.
For Life did use the ult to get that information that Miami was in that area, but now Miami's slowly pushing out. Maybe they were trying to bait the rotation out of Buffalo, but Luka actually able to find the kill through Market, going to shut that door, waiting for the fall, but now Win for Life is back there. The trade
down,
happens.
B.
You still have BAP there sitting.
30 seconds left.
It's going to have to clear out back before they can even get this spike down. Sheeb's going to be able to pick up the kill now in a 2v2. Sova
Spike
drone going to be
planted.
sent out by Novix, and you still have Justin here with a rifle.
One enemy remaining.
And Justin going to be able to find one. Going to be able to find the second. Going to dash in with that 4K in hand, and is going to defuse the spike. That's going to put it 9-3. And are we going to see the curse? Miami wants to see the curse.
Miami wants to see that 9-3 curse happen. I mean, that last round was sort of, it was, we could see the we could see that Buffalo had to
Switching
adapt,
sides.
which is better than what's been happening for most of the game, and I think that shows a pretty positive thing. But Miami really needs to see some successful defensive rounds here in the first couple, or else this game may potentially snowball. But we're seeing generally some just util or ghost buys. I'm interested to see how this Killjoy you mentioned is going to look on offense, because Chamber is a little bit more versatile offense and defense. Like, his teleports are able to be used sort of for him to peek angles, and in this case he's able to hold some incredibly important angles. As we've got I believe this is DCR walking the site, but we're looking at a round start here. We've got the Omen smoke through mid, and it looks like they're Buffalo's just going to start with the default A push mid as well. They may potentially be holding that aggressive angle, as we get a huge flash, but it looks like they're going to still be able to push up A main. No kills have actually gone down. The Killjoy Molly is going to push him out from the corner on the left. And it looks like Justin's going to be able to push him with that aggression and get a frenzy kill as well, as BAP is going to be holding that garage. Incredibly important. I don't think anybody really expects them to play that far back, as now they've got a crossfire on this exit from Garden, and unfortunately CR is going to get picked up.
Player standing.
They're gonna hear the others heaven and manage to pick up another double for Justin.
Justin's cracked, dude. I mean, 22-4, putting on a show right now. And BAP, what was that first Killjoy Molly? I mean, that was also was that a lineup, or was that?
I think that was off the wall. I think that was off the wall. Honestly, I think that
was nasty.
Yeah, that was some. That's definitely a lot of practice gone into the Killjoy, which I think as of recent it's not that common unless you're on this map. Yeah, we see a buy up from. We see a pretty standard buy up from Buffalo. We don't really see any buy up from Miami. And this looks like a pretty straightforward, fast push onto site. Even though they got the knife off, Justin is going to be able to immediately be in heaven there with the dash and the updraft. He's going to be able to pick up one kill really quickly and just be able to rotate to that safe spot. As now Miami has to stall and wait for their fourth man. 3 of them are going heaven. They don't really have another angle there to push around, and it looks like Justin is just going to go in. He was just feeling himself, and he picks up a kill. They managed to get a trade, and I don't believe they can even pick up the weapon that Justin had, as Win for Life is going to be able to hold that angle with the Bulldog and be able to finish out that round.
Buffalo looks so synced right now in the way that they've been calling. I mean, you saw when they had the mollies down, that you saw the call out for the TP from the Omen to go up on top boxes because you knew you just had cleared that angle, and that's just straight communication. Great team comms here from Buffalo. They're watching angles together. They knew they had the advantage there in their pools, and it's just a dominating performance out here from Buffalo tonight. They're proving why they're a top contender right now. To me, I mean, Kent State couldn't even come out and do this against us in Buffalo. Justin has been overall probably the top performer so far tonight. Miami, the hopes are very gone, I'd imagine, right now. It's going to be a very, very hard. We really need this offense now.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to be here, but I don't necessarily know if he's protecting by. He does manage to pick up a kill, managed to pick up another kill, and he's got the support from Ataraxi, and so they're able to stall this push for just a second or two, and it looks like it's going to force Buffalo to have to rotate off, as now they've got Luca mid as well, but the Sova's going to pick up a kill there, and they're still going to continue to push through, and they pick up another kill in Garden, and it looks like they're going to re-secure that A site, as the Sova's going to look for potentially just a little bit of damage onto somebody. I think it's interesting that we saw Brimstone lineups, but not Sova lineups, personally. He's going to be able to pick up that damage onto Tucker, and now they know sort of where the last 2 players of Miami are, so they're able to really position and play around that. They've got one person, it looks like, running through mid, potentially going up for a flank here, and it's BAP, interestingly enough, maybe even holding off a potential save round.
Big rotation here. Gonna look to get this plant over towards this B. They're gonna use that. They're gonna use
one enemy remaining.
Using the drone to then Miami members go into it, and then you have your other the communication there for the Sova to get the 3K there.
Match
that's
point.
just incredible. It's incredible play from Buffalo. So smart. And we haven't really got to see that much from a Killjoy recently in competitive, and so being able to see how the use of KJ right now on a set, it's almost a masterclass right now from the KJ. And so 12-3, Buffalo looking to close this out on match point. Miami's definitely on a rifle round though, so it's a half and half because they have to force here. They have some light shields, they have a few stingers.
And we did mention that stinger buff earlier tonight, and so I think it'll be pretty important to see whether or not that comes into play. I mean, I would hope. It looks like they're going to be poking and prodding here with the stingers, which is going to give a little bit of information. Ataraxi is going to be able to pick up a quick kill, and they're going to get a trade and another kill on the side of Buffalo, as it looks like the aggressive push out mid didn't quite pan out how they wanted it to. But Tucker on the flank, I don't think they know Tucker's here in tiles at all. I think CCR is distracting so well, and Tucker, unfortunately, is only able to pick up 1 or 2 kills, but that's 1 or 2 kills in the bag, and now it's a 2v2. CCR with this huge angle, he's got the Vandal. He really needs to be able to hit these one-taps as he's incredibly low HP, and the utility usage from BAP is just incredible. As Luca's going to be able to pick up a kill, though.
1 HP.
He's 1 HP, he really needs this whiff, and unfortunately,
attackers win.
It's not going to happen as Buffalo closes out the second match.
13-3. This is the map that Buffalo selected, and we can see why. I mean, dominant performance. They knew what to do on defense and the offense. I mean, they clearly executed 2 wonderful pistol rounds on offense, or not the pistol round, and then the following round, a perfect execution. Justin, 24 kills, BAP 22. Can't really do much. I mean, it was just dominating performance from Buffalo there in both games, from both of their star players. And it's if you're a Buffalo fan in the chat, thanks for coming and supporting your team and watching the stream. But I mean, you got to be happy right now. They are looking dominant. They're looking like top contenders for this ESC title. I'm really excited to see them move on throughout their season. I'm going to definitely keep an eye on those top matchups like Kent State and Akron. Going to see how they end up rivaling them, but those are going to be some really big matchups coming up in the future.
Yeah, I think these next couple of games are going to be incredibly important because I think some of those top teams are going to really start getting pitted against each other, and we're going to see who comes out on top. Um, and again, just an incredible showing by Justin and Bab. Not normally like there is you have the offensive duelist player who generally will frag out or at least enter and make space, but having an anchor sort of pick up those kills and have that sort of knowledge is incredibly rare, and I think that it was an incredible showing by them, and we can't discount Miami. They had a fairly decent showing themselves. It was a little bit unfortunate, but we saw moments of greatness, especially that Luca 4K
Yep.
sort of pick up and stop that momentum really did give them a fighting chance, and I think that was sort of one of the more important rounds that we saw in the match.
Yeah, if we can take a look back on these standings, Buffalo is going to improve their record to 3-0. Miami is going to fall down to 1-2. It's not going to reflect on this graphic, but heading into this, Miami really a tough matchup this Thursday up against Western Michigan. Western Michigan 1-1. We're going to have to see how Miami can bounce back after two of the toughest losses so far in their season, and then they immediately have to go into Northeastern, I believe, or they also play Akron towards the end of the season. So two very tough teams based off of the standings currently still left on their schedule,
Yeah,
and that they have a really tough regular season ahead of them after suffering these two losses. They really, if they want to get a high seed heading into this playoff, they really need to up their game and start picking up some wins.
yeah, and I mean, I think they really do need to pick it up, but I think it's also important to mention that they lost to probably two of potentially the best teams in the league, which
Absolutely.
which is always an incredibly tough task. But I think they do need to start looking sort of forward. And there were a lot of moments of greatness that Miami did have against those teams, but I think they may need to sort of look at sort of how to stop the more aggressive players because I think that was just the problem they had is Justin was out there fragging out, doing his thing, and he just once he started picking up momentum, the rest of the team did, and there wasn't really that much to stop it. I think if Justin wasn't doing as well, I think even Bap would struggle as the anchor because then you're suddenly dealing with more like three more players as Justin gets the first pick, and then they're able to get more picks off of that. But I think it's incredibly important to sort of stay positive if you are a Miami player, a Miami fan, because I think they will pull. They most likely, yeah, they'll pull through. Uh, but I think it's just Buffalo's nonstop aggression is just hard to deal with.
Yeah. Well, GG's to the University of Buffalo. I wish them the best moving on to the season. Hope that we get that rematch in playoffs, and hopefully it goes the opposite direction as a Miami fan. But
Yeah,
yeah, thanks again for coming and supporting your team. Thanks for dropping by on the Miami stream. If Miami has another match, like we were saying, Thursday, 8 EST. If you want to watch some more Miami Valorant ESC action up against Western Michigan, like we've been talking about. But also, if you're looking to just watch some Miami University Esports, we have a double header tomorrow for the ESC, but for Rocket League. And so, super
yes,
exciting. Northeastern and Northern Kentucky. Really excited to see
yes.
our team play. Our Rocket League team is cracked. They've been absolutely stunning this season. They're currently undefeated off the start of the season. Yeah, super excited to see them. But um, make sure to follow us on Twitch, and you'll get make sure notifications are on if you're interested in watching those matches. We'll be live 8 o'clock Eastern, like I said, for both of those, and then we will also follow us on our Twitter at RedHawksGG. Follow us on our Instagram at RedHawksGG. Our website redhawks.gg has our teams if you want to look at our rosters, and it also has any of our specs for our arena if you are interested in joining the team, interested in looking at the Forgers program. uh, Go ahead and look up the website. And hey, if you have a Twitch Prime sub, if you can drop that for us, hey, any money goes towards the program and helps support our players in any way we can. We thoroughly thank you all for showing out tonight. And with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your week and hope to see you in stream again soon. You all have a wonderful night.